Hi everyone, my name is Anastasia and I'm the owner of Vegshe. And if you're not familiar, I'm an online personal trainer, certified nutrition coach, and vegan mentor. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop the details of some of my services in the description of this video for you to check out later. So today we're going to be doing my first workout since I got COVID. So this is post-COVID workout number one. By the time you're watching this video, I guess I will have had tested positive 3 weeks ago, but really at the time of recording this, it's been a little more than 2 weeks. So basically, I talked to my doctor and he gave me the clearance to start working out after the 2-week mark. For myself personally, it's been a little bit of a challenge to get back into this because I'm experiencing a lot of fatigue and I get dizzy really easily. So I want to make sure that if you're doing this workout and you too have had COVID, make sure you get a clearance from your doctor and you make sure you listen to your body. So for me, I'm definitely having to move a lot slower and kind of ease back into my workouts. So because I've been experiencing a lot of fatigue and also dizziness, I set this workout up in such a way that we're going to do the first 2 exercises standing and the second 2 exercises laying down on the floor. That way we're not getting up and down because that can cause a little bit of dizziness and disorientation. So for today's workout, we're just doing 4 moves. We'll be done in 15 minutes and you don't need any equipment. It's going to be body weight only. And again, just make sure that you've got clearance from your doctor to do this workout. If you have COVID or have gotten COVID like I did a couple of weeks ago. So bear with me if I'm moving a little slower this morning. And that's it. So I'm going to get the timer started. We're going to jump into this with a quick warm up and we're going to begin. So as always with these warm-ups, starting in a standing position, let's start with a wide stance with the feet. You're gonna bend your knees and push out the wall on either side of you. As you're doing this, I want you to engage your core, focus on your breath. So exhale as you press. Do this at your own pace. So if you're playing music that you really love and it's fast, you might wanna keep up with the music. Or maybe you want to start a little slower because this is our warm up. Reach up and across, still continuing to bend the knees. Remembering to breathe. And if you're recovering from COVID like I am, just pace yourself. So like if you're already feeling tired, slow down, listen to your body. Good, continuing with the legs, we're gonna sweep the arm out in front. Imagine you're wiping off the surface of a table. So bend the knees, sweep, still breathing, still engaging through the core. So far everything I've learned about working out post-COVID is that once the 2 weeks have passed and you've got a clearance to work out, you want to start at half the intensity and half the duration of your workout. Start with your feet together for me, half jacks. And you want to ease back into your workouts. And you're going to do that based on how you're feeling. So that's going to be different for everybody. And I know it can be frustrating to have to start slow or feel like you're starting over. But this virus is no joke. So it's really important that you're very gentle with your body and get back into things at your own pace. Let's get 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is a squat and reach. Let's start with the wide stance with the squat. Let's take it a little further than the width of your mat. I've got my toes turned slightly out. You're gonna wanna make sure your knees don't come past your toes. So putting your weight into your heels, let's begin with round 1. Push your hips back, squat. Stand up, squeeze your glutes, reach for the sky. Again, doing this at your own pace. Watching those knees, they shouldn't come past your toes. You're more than halfway. Let's get one more. Perfect. Go ahead and recover. For this next round, we're gonna bring the feet a little closer together. So now they're about the width of my mat, which is about hip width, toes still turned out. I'm gonna put my weight into my heels. Round 2, push the hips back, squat, reach for the sky. Make sure you're still engaging your core, even though we're working on squats. Again, take your time. Do this at the pace that feels right for you. If you feel like you can take on more, I encourage you to grab some dumbbells. But my focus for today is just to get through this 15 minutes without getting too dizzy. Good, recover. For the third round, we're gonna bring the feet hip width apart. This time they're gonna be parallel. We're still gonna put our weight into our heels and we're gonna push our hips back, engaging our core. Good form always. So when you're ready, push the hips back and reach. This one makes my knees crack and creak. You've got this. 10 more seconds. Perfect. So for exercise 2, we're gonna do a lunge 3 ways. So for the first lunge, we're gonna do a reverse lunge. So starting at the top of your mat, feet parallel. When you're ready, you're gonna step back, bend both knees, switch legs. You can tap the floor with your knee, but if you don't have that type of range of motion, that's okay. Just step back and bend and switch. Try and make sure that front knee doesn't come past your toes. So you're actually stepping back, and as you bend your knees, you're going straight down and back up. Imagine like you're going down an elevator and coming back up. Good, recover. For round 2, we're gonna do a forward lunge, so make sure you've got some room in front of you. See, getting winded. Starting with your feet, hip width apart, parallel. When you're ready, you're gonna step forward, bend both knees, pushing through your heel, come back up to a starting position. I have the squeakiest mat in the world. It's this super cute, like forest friendly Lululemon mat. So it's like super cool, but it's super squeaky on your feet. Good, recover. And for the last round, we're gonna do side lunges. So for the first half, we'll lunge in one direction. Second half, we'll lunge in the other. So pick a side, starting with your feet together. Feet are parallel. You're gonna step directly out, so your feet are still parallel. Bend that knee, push the hips back to your starting position. Good, we're gonna switch sides. Still engaging the core, even though we're working legs. Good, feet together. From here, we're gonna move down to the floor. If you're like me and you've been getting dizzy easily, take a moment if you need it. Otherwise, come down to the mat. We're gonna do a bridge. So feet hip width apart and parallel. Roll the shoulder blades under when you're ready. Bring the hips up towards the ceiling. Lower back down, tap the mat, repeat. Keep your chin away from your chest. It makes it harder to breathe if you tuck your chin. pushing through the heels. Really get the hips up as high as they can go. 10 seconds. Good, hips down, recover. Whew. So like this, for a normal workout for me, I would only be a quarter of a way through my workout and I'm already really tired. And that's kind of just what happens when you're recovering from being sick, unfortunately. So I just have to be patient with my body while it's recovering. All right, round 2, roll the shoulder blades under, push through the hips. Remember to breathe. You've got this. Pace yourself. For those of you who are feeling like you could do more, you can always hold a dumbbell here as you're doing these, or a medicine ball. Hips down, recover. All right, we've got a third round of these. So again, feet parallel, hip width apart, roll the shoulder blades under, push through the heels, hips up towards the ceiling. You've got this. I intentionally chose moves that work multiple muscle groups. That way, even though we're only doing 4 exercises, we're still covering a lot. Good, hips down. All right, we're gonna do our last move, which is a plank. Take your time getting up if you've been getting dizzy like me. For your plank, shoulders in line with your wrists. We have a couple options here. You can come up into a plank like so. You can modify by coming down to your knees. If you've got funky wrists, you can do your plank down here on your forearms. So for round 1, I'm gonna start here in a modified plank. Shoulders in line with the wrists. Knees are scooted far enough back that you're engaging through your core. And you wanna make sure you're flexing. So this should be strong. Make sure you're not sinking into your shoulder blades. You want to press up. Make this nice and strong and deliberate. You've got 10 seconds here. Good, come on back, recover. Take the weight off of your shoulders. We're almost through this workout. You're gonna get back in your starting position, whatever that looks like for you. Spread the fingertips out nice and wide if you're not on your forearms. Come on up and hold. You want your neck to be neutral, so you're looking at the mat kind of between your hands. I have to look up at you and check my timer, but to protect your spine and your neck, make sure you're looking down at the floor. If you start to get tired partway through this, drop to your knees. Just make sure you're still engaging the core. It's totally okay. Good, recover. We only have one more round with this plank, and then we're gonna do a quick stretch, and then we're out of here. Okay, back in that starting position, whatever that looks like for you. We're coming up for round 3. Third and final round, the last thing I'm gonna ask you to do today before we stretch. If you need to drop to your knees, no shame in modifying, just do it. You've got 10 more seconds. Good. release, roll out your wrists. All right, let's do a quick stretch before you go. Starting in this seated position, I'm gonna put my hands behind me for support. I'm gonna cross my right ankle over my left knee and bring my legs up towards my chest. So this is a figure 4. And because I'm crossing my right ankle over my left knee, I'm feeling this stretch in my right hip and glute. Good, switch sides. You can even rock from side to side here if that feels good. Good, release that stretch. From here, we're gonna stretch hips. So you're gonna come into a forward lunge down on the floor. If you have bad knees though, you can do this standing up. So chest up, using my hands to push my upper body away, and I'm feeling the stretch here in my hip flexor. This is a good stretch if you sit a lot, and if you've been recovering from being sick and you've been laying down a lot and not moving around very much, this is a good stretch. Switch sides. Breathe into it. Good, release. Come up to a standing position. Shake it all out, roll out the wrists. And that was it for today's workout. Thank you so much for joining me for my first post-COVID, I guess, recovery workout. I hope that you found this helpful. This is definitely a routine you can do even if you haven't been sick, but I found that this sort of pacing is good for me while I'm still recovering from being sick. I hope you found this helpful. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to working out with you again soon. Thank you so much, everybody.